Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. I'm Therunee Karunaratne. As always, we're coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. This morning too, we're ready to bring to you details of all the top stories from both here at home and around the world. Stay tuned because we have all the news in detail. Well, the World Children's Day is observed today under the theme Protect with Love, Empower to Conquer the World. Children are often compared to flowers, delicate, vibrant and full of life. Their hearts are as pure as a flowing stream, embodying beauty and innocence that enrich our world. In 1989, the United Nations declared World Children's Day to draw global attention to the rights and well-being of children. According to the latest UNICEF report, the global child population stands at around 2.3 billion. But alarmingly, 1 billion of these children live in the regions most affected by climate change. Further UN data from last year revealed that about 19% of the world's children are growing up in conflict zones, including Palestine, Myanmar, Haiti, Sudan and Ukraine. Within these areas, more than 52 million children have been forced to abandon their education due to war and instability. Sri Lankan children too face challenges such as poverty, lack of continuous education, child abuse and gender-based violence. These struggles leave many vulnerable, deprived of safety and without the opportunities that they truly deserve. The responsibility of protecting children does not rest with governments alone. It lies with society as a whole. By safeguarding their rights and ensuring a nurturing environment, we can allow children to truly experience the beauty and uniqueness of childhood. Prioritizing children today is not just a duty, it is the foundation for a stronger, kinder and more resilient tomorrow. Well, today also marks the World Elders' Day, observed under the theme Older Persons Driving Local and Global Action, Our Aspirations, Our Well-being and Our Rights. Older persons have paved the way for the world we live in today. They're not just a section of society, they are pillars of experience, wisdom and resilience. Globally, anyone aged 65 and above is considered an older person. Many countries are now facing a significant social challenge due to the rising elderly population, and Sri Lanka is no exception. As the elderly population grows, ensuring their dignity, well-being and active participation in society has become a shared responsibility. Creating a society that respects and values older persons reduces the challenges they face in their later years and allows them to enjoy a life of comfort and peace. The United Nations declared the World Older Persons Day in 1990 to focus global attention on the well-being, rights and contributions of older persons. Their guidance and engagement both locally and globally continue to inspire progress and shape communities for the better. With that, let's move on to more news this morning. President Anurukumara Dissanayake has reaffirmed the government's commitment to safeguarding the rights and well-being of children and elders across the nation. The president highlighted that children represent the future of both the nation and the world, emphasizing their innocence and purity must be nurtured. He stressed that it is the government's responsibility to ensure that all children have equal access to education, guidance, social protection and protection from abuse, discrimination and all forms of violence. He underlined that no child of school-going age should be deprived of education due to ethnicity, economic background or any other factor. The president noted that this year's budget places special focus on improving healthcare, education and support services for children with developmental challenges, including autism. Meanwhile, President Anurukumara Dissanayake visited the Imperial Palace in Tokyo as he is currently on an official visit to Japan, and he met with the Emperor of Japan, Emperor Naruhito, and engaged in a cordial conversation. Now, the president also, during his official visit to Japan at the invitation of the Japanese government, met with the president of the Japan International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, Dr. Tanaka Akihito, in Tokyo yesterday and held a discussion. The president expressed his gratitude for the continued support provided by Japan to Sri Lanka by initiating the resumption of the concessional yen loans through JICA, which is making a significant contribution to national development. The JICA president highlighted the importance of developing the private sector, industry and agriculture as key drivers of Sri Lanka's sustainable economic progress. Dr. Tanaka Akihiko stated that the Bandaranaike International Airport project in Karunaratne will be resumed soon and that he hopes to continue the long-term cooperation with Sri Lanka by monitoring Sri Lanka's macroeconomic management. The implementation of the waste management plan in the Western Province was also discussed. The Sri Lankan representatives requested support for the development of Sri Lanka's digital economy, including facilities for research on the use of artificial intelligence and an AI-neutral centre. A grant agreement was also signed on the occasion, marking a new milestone in Sri Lanka-Japan development cooperation for the project for the enhancement of productivity in the dairy sector. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism, Vijay Herap, and a group of other officials participated in this event. Now, a breakfast reception was held yesterday in Tokyo for President Anurukumara Dissanayake, who was on an official visit to Japan at the invitation of the Japanese government. The reception was organized by the Japan-Sri Lanka Parliamentary League. During the reception, the League's president, Yoshitaka Shindo, and its Secretary General Yuko Obuchi expressed their commitment to working closely with President Dissanayake to further strengthen the cooperative relationship between the members of the two countries' parliaments. They further stated their intention to enhance collaboration in political, economic and cultural fields for the mutual benefit of both nations. On to more local news now. The Western Province Road Passenger Transport Authority has announced that starting today, obtaining a bus ticket will be mandatory for all private passenger buses operating in the province. The chairman of the authority, Gamini Jai Singh, has stated that from today onwards, both the driver and the conductor must ensure that each passenger is issued a ticket. Meanwhile, police say search operations will continue today to recover weapons dumped in the Beheragalla River in Katharagama. Acting police media spokesperson ASP Minura Senarath stated that divers will be deployed to carry out this search. According to information provided by an Army intelligence officer, 74 empty T-56 magazines, 36 empty LMG magazines and 5 empty MPMG drums were discovered in the lake yesterday. The recovered items have been handed over to the Gonganara police. ASP Senarath stated that investigations are underway to determine who was responsible for bringing and dumping the weapons into the lake. And in more local news, a police sergeant was arrested for reportedly distributing heroin on behalf of drug trafficker Russell Smith, who is currently in hiding in Dubai. The arrest was made by officers of the Western Province North Crimes Division. Police confirmed that the suspect is attached to the Udaipur police and was taken into custody with 400 grams of heroin. Investigations have revealed that the sergeant had previously served in the Colombo Crimes Division for about 5 years. Based on information obtained during questioning, police also arrested another suspect named Chatu, a drug trafficker residing in Paliaguda, who was found in possession of 110 grams of heroin. Meanwhile, 4 jeeps brought into the country by concealing information from Sri Lanka Customs has been seized. The discovery was made during investigations conducted under the supervision of Senior Superintendent of Police Kamal Aryavansa, Director of the Central Crimes Investigation Bureau. 1 jeep was found in Kuliapitia and another in Malsiripura, where 2 more were located in Piliandala and Akmimana. Police revealed that the vehicles had been registered using details of jeeps imported in 1995, thereby evading customs procedures. Investigations have further uncovered that the fraud was carried out with the assistance of certain officials from the Department of Motor Traffic. Police confirmed that steps are being taken to identify those who are involved. A major development has emerged in the investigation into the 2012 murder of national rugby player Wasim Tajudeen. At a special police media briefing held yesterday, it was confirmed that Aruna Vidanagamge, also known as Megas Are Khadja, was among the group allegedly involved in the murder plot.
The CID focused on the route taken by Tajudeen on the night of his death. He was driving a Toyota Vitz and investigators analysed CCTV footage along the route. At one point, Tajudeen was seen parking near a supermarket in Havelock Town and entering to purchase a bottle of water. Upon leaving, another vehicle was seen tailing his car. The CID closely examined footage of the second vehicle and noticed an individual near it. The image was released to the media, but at the time no one could identify the person. During interrogation, Bako Saman was linked to the assassination of Aruna Shanta, also known as Middeniya Khadja, a gang member who was shot dead in early 2025. Bako Saman's involvement was confirmed by Khadja's wife, who voluntarily approached the CID and provided a statement. She revealed that her husband had received multiple threats and in 2023 appeared on a YouTube channel where he disclosed details related to the murder of Wasim Tajudeen. The CID questioned her further about any knowledge she had regarding the case. She stated that her understanding was based solely on what her husband had shared in the interview. CID detectives then showed her the CCTV image of the individual entering the vehicle that followed Tajudeen. Despite the footage being unclear, she identified the person as her late husband based on specific characteristics. She noted that the individual was seen placing his hands on his hip, a posture her husband often adopted due to chronic hip pain. She had lived with him for 17 years and was confident in her identification. Her statement strongly suggests that the previously unidentified individual in the CCTV footage is indeed Aruna Shanta alias Khadja, who was killed earlier this year.
Let's move on to more local news this morning. Preparations are underway to host the 9th ABU Media Summit on Climate Action and Disaster Prevention in Sri Lanka this November. A media briefing regarding the event was held yesterday in Colombo. The conference is scheduled to take place on the 25th, 26th and 27th of November, with the Clean Sri Lanka program participating as a key partner. The event is expected to be the largest international media gathering of the year, bringing together approximately 200 delegates. More than 75 organizations, including international agencies, regional media institutions and various governmental and non-governmental bodies, are expected to take part in this year's conference. Hosting the conference in Sri Lanka is anticipated to draw global attention to the country's efforts in climate action and disaster risk management. Additionally, it provides an opportunity to promote Sri Lanka as a sustainable tourist destination. With that, let's move on to your weather forecast for today. The Met Department says that a few showers may occur in the western and Sabaragamu provinces and in the Galle, Mathura, Kandy and Nuwara Eliya districts. Mainly fair weather will prevail over elsewhere of the island. Strong winds of about 30 to 40 kilometers per hour can be expected at times over the western slopes of the central hills and in the northern, north central, northwestern and central provinces and in the Trincomalee and Hambantota districts. Let's move on to international news for this morning. US senators have failed to pass a last-minute funding bill to avert a government shutdown, all but guaranteeing funding will cut off at midnight. That could bring some, but not all, US government services to a temporary halt. President Donald Trump has meanwhile threatened mass irreversible firings of federal workers if a shutdown happens. Republican Senator John Thune says Republicans won't be taken hostage, while the Senate's top Democrat Chuck Schumer says Republicans tell lies. Generally, in a shutdown, essential workers continue as normal, some without pay, but government employees deemed non-essential are temporarily put on unpaid leave. Coming up next is sports news for this morning. The The 2025 Women's Cricket World Cup continues today with a match between Australia and New Zealand scheduled to begin at 3 p.m. Sri Lanka time in Indore, India. Earlier in the tournament, the Sri Lanka women's team faced India, losing by 59 runs under the Duckworth-Lewis method. The 13th edition of the Women's World Cup is jointly hosted by Sri Lanka and India. Sri Lanka captain Chamari Athapaththu won the toss and chose to bat first in the match against India. Before the start, players entered the field to the Sri Lankan national anthem sung by Newsfirst Karunaratne, while the Indian national anthem was performed by veteran singer Shreya Ghoshal. In India's innings, Pratika Rawal and Smriti Mandhana opened, but they failed to build a strong partnership, losing the first wicket at 14 runs. Smriti Mandhana was dismissed for 8 by Indika Ranavira. Due to intermittent rain, the match was reduced to 47 overs per side. India's second wicket partnership between Rawal and Harleen Deol added 67 runs. Deol scored 48 off 50 balls before being dismissed by Ranavira. Ranavira later dismissed Jemima Rodriguez as well. The Indian top order collapsed at 124 runs for 6 wickets. Deepti Sharma and Amanjot Kaur stabilised the innings with a 7th wicket partnership of 130 runs, Kaur scoring 57 and Sharma 53. Inoka Ranavira also contributed 46 runs and India ended at 269 for 8 in their 47 overs. Sri Lanka's innings began with a cultural performance, including singing and dancing. According to the Duckworth-Lewis calculations, Sri Lanka's target was 271 runs in 47 overs. Openers Hasani Pereira and Chamari Athapaththu put together a 30-run partnership, with Pereira scoring 14. Athapaththu and Harshita Samaravikrama added 52 runs for the second wicket, with Athapaththu hitting 43 runs, including 4 fours and 3 sixers. Harshita Samaravikrama scored 29. Despite contributions from Nilakshika Silva and Kavisha Dilhari, Sri Lanka's top order was dismissed at 130 runs. The team ultimately managed 211 runs for all wickets in 45.4 overs, falling short of the target of 271.
Umpire gets it right, India get it right today. They kick off their home campaign with a win. The hosts of our World Cup 2025 will grab 2 points from this.
All matches of the 2025 Women's Cricket World Cup are being broadcast live on TV1, the official local broadcasting rights holder of the tournament, and streamed live on www.sirasatv.lk. And that's a wrap of this morning's edition of the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. Thank you for joining us this morning. Do join us tomorrow as well for more of the very latest from here at home and around the world. Take care. Have a wonderful day ahead.